Hello and welcome into Pat's Latest. I'm your host, Mike Gambardella, and it's another day, another top flight wide receiver on the trade market in the NFL, and one that potentially could have ties to your New England Patriots. Before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to our channel, throw us a few likes, check out our previous videos to get up to speed on all things New England Patriots before the start of free agency next week, and make sure to get in our comments and let us know who you think the Patriots should be targeting on the trade market specifically before free agency and the NFL draft. We start today with a big name back out there again is DK Metcalf. We have discussed him previously in episodes as a potential trade candidate for the New England Patriots. With the Seahawks moving on from Tyler Lockett, releasing him from the team, and really focusing now on Jackson Smith and Jigba, DK Metcalf has become a luxury for the Seattle Seahawks. Now, there will be several teams that will be interested in his services now that he has requested that trade, but it is still unclear if the Patriots would be near the top of his list. Now, given that he's likely to tell most teams that he is looking to win now, the Patriots, as currently constructed, would not fit that bill. Now, this could be an entirely different looking team come a week from now, but we're not there quite yet. So, as of right now, New England would not be a destination for DK Metcalf. He has previously said that New England is not an attractive destination for free agents or players at this time because Tom Brady is not there. Bill Belichick is not there. And Foxborough is not Las Vegas. We know that. We enjoy Patriots Place, but we also know it's not the Las Vegas Strip. It's not New York City. It's not certain areas, Miami or what have you. But this is maybe what you would call a sleeping giant and ready to wake up now that Mike Vrabel and Drake May have the keys to this car. Now, the only way I see DK Metcalf ending up on the Patriots roster is if the Seahawks take their time with this potential trade. If they are looking to move him before free agency and try and maximize what they can get for him, the Patriots will not be involved. He is likely going to command at least a third round pick as compensation. And for the Patriots to get into the conversation would likely have to go up to a second rounder or include an additional fifth and a player with that third to get the Seahawks to try and talk DK into something like this. Additionally, they would have to wait for the Patriots to make those free agent moves and other trades to bolster that roster and show that they are ready to compete for a playoff spot, which is not what they did last year. So, a lot of moving pieces here. DK Metcalf at least has requested that trade, and now another potential wide receiver one that the Patriots could target this offseason. We quickly move on to the NFL Combine meetings that the Patriots did have and what 33 different interviews with players could tell us a little bit about. We know that they're meeting with the top end of the draft, those players like Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter. And if you look back last year to see what the meetings told us, it really was that the Patriots wanted to talk to every quarterback to see how Drake May stacked up against everyone else. They also did talk to the top four wide receivers in that class and decided not to pull the trigger on going after someone like Xavier Legette, and really didn't have anything else of note from last year's meetings. Hopefully it can be a little bit different this year. They've almost doubled the size of the meetings that they had from a year ago, and they did have several with many different wide receivers in the class that were at the combine. Those include Matthew Golden, Trey Harris, Jalen Noel, Xavier Restrepo, on top of Travis Hunter as well. Now, that's not to say that that's who the Patriots are going to target, but those could be players that they're stacking up against other players in the draft as well. If you wanted to take it a step further, an interesting caveat to it is that they did end up talking to two different running backs in this class. The first was Omarion Hampton. Notable because one, he is shooting up draft boards after an impressive combine and last season at UNC and looking like a late first round pick, which is something the Patriots again would have to trade into that first round, whether it be a wide receiver, a different weapon, or running back that they would go after. But this was Drake May's running back for the Tar Heels as well, and a guy who has progressed. And please take note for your fantasy teams. In your dynasty leagues, he's going to be number 2 behind Ashton Jeanty in all of your picks, and will likely be climbing up draft boards in other ones. If they wanted to pair Drake May back with his backfield mate, would make a little bit of sense, perhaps not wanting to give up the draft capital to do so. The other interesting name is RJ Harvey, the dynamic running back out of UCF, and not just for the social media videos that their creative team was putting out, showing the blast off from the 40-yard dash into the previous highlights, but his highlight tape does speak for itself. An impressive career indeed, and someone that the Patriots, and having 2 third-round picks, potentially could look at making a move after, should they want to go that route. The Patriots also will make things a little less convoluted by bringing back a starter from last year's defensive backfield. Alex Austin has re-signed with the Patriots, signing his exclusive rights tender. The 6'1", 190-pound cornerback is going to be in his 3rd season in the NFL, and really came on as of late last season, stepped into more of that starting role, and especially in those nickel packages, and had 5 pass breakups down the stretch. In 17 career games, he has started 4 games and has 18 tackles and an interception to his name, and could potentially compete to be a starting cornerback opposite side Christian Gonzalez. This is a smart and shrewd move by the Patriots, and while you've seen some reports perhaps that have come out that there's really only, outside of Drake May and Christian Gonzalez, perhaps only Michael Onwenu is guaranteed a starting role on this team next season, Alex Austin at least will be someone that can compete for a starting role and will be involved in those sub packages, and gives the team some flexibility with the rest of their roster construction should they want to go after someone like Jayden Reed from the New York Jets and really form a lockdown duo at the starting cornerback spots. And with the way that the NFL really is trending these days in seeing 3 wide receiver sets, 4 wide receiver sets, tight ends who are really getting in the mix there, it does make sense to have those bigger cornerbacks who can get in and mix it up as well. So a good move by the Patriots, and the first, again, not quite a free agent move since it's a re-signing of a player coming back to the team, but again, the precursor to a lot of moves that we can expect coming here in the next 7 to 10 days. We end up and wrap up today looking at the Patriots.com debut of their first mock draft by Evan Lazar. Now, we don't look at a ton of mock drafts, but since it is from the Patriots.com website, there are some things it can tell us. Now, it does end with the disclaimer that Evan's viewpoints are not that of the team, but this is a guy that is with them every day and tied in as just about anybody else. So if we look at it, again, they're looking at Travis Hunter hopefully falling to that 4 spot for them. And again, I think for the Patriots to get there, it hinges on the performance and the team's evaluations of Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders and how they stack up, and should teams want to go up in the first 3 to 4 picks to take a quarterback, or if they deem that they can actually wait it out a little bit here this year. An interesting name at the start of round 2 is Ohio State defensive end Jack Sawyer. Would be as about Mike Vrabel a guy as Mike Vrabel could get, and fits the mold very well for what he's looking for. The Patriots then would go on to address their tackle spot with the first of a couple Boston College selections in this draft, getting Ozzie Trapillo to shore up potentially one of those tackle spots. A nice segue there, as there are reports that Doug Marrone and Mike Vrabel are high on Caden Wallace, the 3rd-round draft pick from Penn State a season ago, as someone that could potentially be the swing tackle for the Patriots this year. Granted, they're able to sign 2 other starting tackles in free agency. In this scenario, perhaps they only get 1 and then can use Trapillo and Wallace as kind of a committee on that right side and see who steps up. Some other names that are of note: Oregon tight end Terrence Ferguson as a selection, potentially as a replacement for Austin Hooper, who will enter free agency this year. Also going after Indiana defensive tackle C.J. West. Again, Mike Vrabel wants to win in the trenches here and build the team inside out. So do not be surprised to see some big boys and some meat being selected in this draft as he continues to build that out. It is a deep running back draft. So whether it's R.J. Harvey, Omarion Hampton, it's Donovan Edwards, the Michigan running back, selected in the 5th round here. And then 3 7th-round selections here for the Patriots. Drew Kendall, the center from Boston College, getting good backups and some insurance for David Andrews, who will be coming back from injury, as well as Maryland safety Dante Trader, wanting to build out some depth there as well, and ending up with UTSA cornerback Zach Frazier. Again, you can never have enough versatility at that cornerback spot, and some guys that could actually help you in the special teams area as well. That'll do it here for this episode of Pat's Latest. Again, be sure to subscribe for our channel, set up notifications so you can get the latest information coming directly to you and figure out who this number 1 wide receiver for the Patriots is going to be. It seems like every day there's a new name, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger who this potentially could be, whether Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins, DK Metcalf, AJ Brown. They keep coming, and they will keep coming until the new league year starts on March 12th and free agency officially opens up. But it leaves a plethora of possibilities here for the Patriots and who can really help Drake May and this team take the next step. Again, get in the comments and let us know who you think is going to be the perfect fit for the Patriots, and we'll have it all here for you on Pat's Latest. Fight on, Foxborough.